Now this is how we prepare for the guest. It's very, very simple. The guest sits here, I sit over here, and we have a few bottles of water. I've kept some chocolates here. Lovely chocolates, beautiful. When I come in a suit, I seem very, very serious. I seem to be grilling people, which shouldn't be the case. So I'm trying to avoid that. I've gone casual, very casual, and we've got a beautiful shirt here with the logo. Mars has helped me create this shirt, and we're going to create these shirts for the masses as well very soon, very, very soon. So this casual environment should help put our guests at ease. Okay, so we have Omar Abbas, who is the co-founder and CEO of BurjX. I've been learning crypto very lately. I think it's a great opportunity for myself and for you to learn crypto 101, everything and anything to do with crypto. Let's see what Abbas has to say today. So we have Omar and Tariq here.
Okay, perfect.
There you go. What do we do, like coffee, tea?
Yeah, I'll have just a black coffee with, actually, can you add some?
There you go.
Not bad.
Let's see. Who's the master
Very nice.
of flukes today?
There we go. That's the shot I was looking for.
See, I make my guests win. That is so beautiful. Nice. And see,
I'm surprised.
He's making it's as clean as it can get.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Hey, buddy, good
Here
job.
you go. Well done,
That was a good
Omar.
game.
Well done. Well played. Let's have a chat now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here, I'll grab this from you.
I've lived true to my tradition.
Yes.
Losing on this table, not helping my guests win.
I don't think
but
so.
Losing.
I mean, you're excellent. You obviously do this quite a bit.
Great. So how's BurjX going?
It's good. It's good. You know, it was a very long journey to get here, but it was a big milestone for us, I think, just to get the license with ADGM.
Yeah.
And now, you know, now it's all about building the business and getting to profitability. So our focus is just on staying lean right now and getting to that kind of critical mark.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're a banker by profession, right?
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I spent almost 10 years in banking in Canada. So that's where I'm originally born and raised. And then I got into crypto in 2017. I had a co-founder. My co-founder at the time in Canada, exchanges called NDAX. He got me into crypto actually in 2017. Basically, we had a coffee. He had this idea. He wanted to start an exchange. And he explained crypto at a high level. And I was in banking, obviously, so I knew how much friction there is to move money around in the traditional financial market. So I was immediately hooked. I knew that, okay, this is going to solve the problem. So that's how I got into crypto in general.
So that was 2017, right?
Yeah.
Crypto hadn't taken off at that point in time, right?
No, it was...
There were not many accidental millionaires, I guess.
No, not at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe very few.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was the bull run where it hit about 20,000 US.
Right, right. So what made you sort of, focus on crypto? I mean, when it wasn't flying well, it was just there as a currency.
Yeah.
But what made you believe that this was the way forward?
Yeah. So like I said, because I was in banking. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Perfect. That's a nice cup.
We just need to be careful of the table, not spilling it over.
Yeah.
My heart pumps very hard when someone puts a cup here.
Oh, do you want me to put it there?
No, it's fine. Just keep it there. Take care of it like you take care of your
I will
wallets.
take care of it like my wife or someone's watching,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back.
My wife can't handle, coffee in the living room. But yeah, I think it was just the whole idea of being able to move money frictionlessly. That's where I really understood how crypto can kind of change the game, right? Because with banking, okay, send me a wire from Canada to Brazil. Okay, well, you got to get all the beneficiary information, wire information. I got to take that to the bank. Bank has to take that, get all the information. Now, if there's any one little thing, missing, we have to get all the right details, of course.
Yeah.
They send the wire. That wire has to clear Canada Central Bank. Then it lands in Brazil. Then it's got to clear their central bank before it eventually gets into the account. So there's multiple intermediaries along the way.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has to clear the US central bank along the way. With crypto, it's just
peer-to-peer.
User to user, peer to peer.
Right. So we'll understand that. I mean, we're talking about fiat currency where the transfer happens through intermediaries where there's a lot of regulation amongst the banks, central banks, right?
Yes.
So what you're saying, crypto is not regulated. It's peer-to-peer. What exactly is crypto, and how can a layman like me understand crypto?
So the nice thing about crypto is it can serve as many different tools versus just a currency or versus just a stock. Similar to a currency, I can send it to anybody, anytime, anywhere, and it lands instantly, right? And I can take it anywhere I go. I don't have to rely on a bank to carry my funds. So that's the beauty part about crypto, frictionless, global, etc. But then also like a stock, where stocks trade, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, all trade on a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 market, right? So I can't trade outside those hours. Whereas crypto is 24/7. It's any time of the day. It's, we're trading 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So combining those two elements, where I can trade it, I can speculate, but I can also use it as a form of currency to pay vendors, to pay friends, etc. That's really where crypto solves a lot of the issues in the market today.
Right.
Where getting access to good investments, getting access to a currency that's reliable.
Right. Now, like fiat currency, which is the physical currency, it's issued by the central banks around the world.
Yeah.
Stocks are issued by the companies, and they're floated on stock exchanges, right, across the world, and you can buy those. Where does the crypto come from? Who issues it?
So there is no central issuer of crypto. It's fully decentralized, basically. Which means there's no central authority governing. Once it's a programmable currency, and once it's been programmed, nobody can alter or change the code. It's immutable.
Right.
And so with Bitcoin, it's about 14 years old now, I think, approximately, where Satoshi Nakamoto, or that group name created Bitcoin. And ever since then, it's never been hacked, it's never been altered, it's never been changed. And that's what makes it so attractive, is nobody can change anything about the economics of Bitcoin, where there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, and every 4 years, the Bitcoin mining is cut in half. So it'll always be a deflationary asset. It'll continue to...
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a currency which has come into existence on the internet, right, as a result of programming.
Yes.
Right, and that's what we call mining, if I may understand it.
Yeah. So the mining part of it is what allows miners to validate the transactions, and that's what keeps the network effectively running 24/7.
Right. And who does the mining?
The miners themselves.
Right.
They're verifying the transactions. So there's two forms of mining. Anytime I send you Bitcoin, miners validate that that it is indeed Omar sending it to Tariq. Okay, that transaction gets validated on the blockchain, and the miners take a very tiny fee for that.
Yeah.
But then also, we're at 19 million Bitcoin right now already mined,
right,
and we're trying to get to 21 million. And so that's where the mining process itself becomes more difficult. Every 4 years, the difficulty rate becomes sort of double.
Right, but where do they mine it from? I mean, like gold mining, you dig the earth and you bring out the gold.
Yeah.
Where do you bring the cryptocurrency from? For example, Bitcoin. It's one of the forms of currency, right?
It's basically the easiest way to explain it is miners are effectively solving mathematical problems.
Okay.
And the ones to solve the problem, to solve the equation first, get rewarded with a block.
Right.
right? Get rewarded with that block. So, and that's why they call it, a blockchain. Every time the block is, created, connects to the next chain.
So it has to be a very complex math problem, right?
Yeah, it's a very complex math problem, but to set up a miner, it's very easy. You just need, literally a computer, some electricity, and you can actually start mining. Back, we're talking when Bitcoin was first created, you literally could have a desktop computer and you'd be mining, and you could compete with some of the bigger guys because it was being mined at such a large rate. Now the mining difficulty has become so much higher because most of the Bitcoin's already been mined, and every year the number of Bitcoins that can actually be created has been halved every 4 years.
Right.
So now you've just got the bigger players. So if you compare it, let's say, to oil or gold, the gold rush. Anybody that had a shovel, you can stick it in the ground. There was gold in this area. It's very easy to find it.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone that had a shovel can basically mine gold.
Yeah.
Fast forward decades later, there's only so much gold or so much resources in the ground where only the big players can really benefit and scale it.
Right. So in the case of gold, God has given us the earth, right?
Yeah.
The gold is hiding underneath the surface of the earth. Now you've told me that in crypto mining, the miners solve mathematical problems.
Yeah.
Who creates those problems in the first instance?
So this is what's part of the Satoshi white paper, the Bitcoin white paper that was first introduced.
Okay.
That's how that's those problems. That code is what's been sort of embedded in Bitcoin's code since day one. So it's been following that same process since the moment it was created.
So the problems are all already out there, just like gold. It's hidden in earth. The math problems for the crypto, they're out there. They can be solved.
Yeah, new problems get generated.
Right.
But the problems become more difficult to solve.
Right.
In order,
and somehow automated?
It is, yes, of course. It is an automated process. Yeah.
Right. And who controls those problems?
The miners themselves are the ones who, basically keep the network running. Without miners, you cannot have a Bitcoin a Bitcoin network effectively. So the miners, no one knows who other miners are. It's all, kind of anonymous /pseudonymous, where pseudonymous meaning we know based on the public address we know that miner exists, but unless you know the person on a personal level, you won't know who they are specifically. Right. So that's it's what sort of keeps the trust factor going with crypto, with Bitcoin specifically. Right.
In the case of physical fiat currency, because it's issued by the governments around the world, central banks, right? Now, there's some backing, there's some economy, there's some reasoning behind the issuance of those currencies, right? It used to be pegged to gold, right? Now it is not. There is a complete economic infrastructure around the creation of the fiat currency. Here, I'm just trying to understand what is the rationale. You create wealth out of nowhere, solving math problems. Who are they trying to help? Who's the beneficiary of those math problems?
Yeah, when you look at fiat currency that's being issued by a government, the government can actually print as much money as it likes.
Yeah.
And that's the issue that we're facing with inflation. At any moment's time, they could issue more cash.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why, real estate prices aren't just going up because there's demand for them. There is that aspect, but it's primarily because of inflation, and they're printing more and more. Bitcoin is the exact opposite. It's meant to fight the traditional financial system, and it's meant to fight the traditional financial system. I'm just going to turn off this phone real quick. I apologize. Whereby it's the exact opposite. It's a deflationary asset, and so rather than printing more Bitcoin, it's actually capped at 21 million. So we know that there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And also the rate at which the Bitcoin is mined, is created, or is printed, starts to get reduced over time. And so this is what creates why Bitcoin is, they call it the hardest asset available. Whereas paper money is just continuously created anytime they want to pump more money into the economy.
Right. So once we have 21 million Bitcoins,
yes,
right? what is going to happen? There will be more currencies issued, or there will be different currency?
I mean, at that point, once 21 million, so it's around the year 2140, I believe, approximately is when the full 21 million will be minted. I mean, look, at that point, we don't know where prices are going to be. But if you think about Bitcoin as land, let's say at some point, all the land is built on with houses, or is being utilized.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the price of real estate? It's going to continue to just drive upward. And Bitcoin, because it's a global asset, it's being bought by institutions now. Well, you can imagine that maybe one day, and we're already there, where one Bitcoin is probably the price of a house, or even more so, because it's such a limited asset.
Right.
You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. But then the percentage of people actually owning one Bitcoin it's going to be very low over time.
Right. And what's the security of this asset? I mean, in case of normal currency, I mean, it's held by banks. I can deposit there. I mean, this is where I think BurjX comes in, right?
Yeah.
What's the security of the Bitcoin? I mean, it's not stolen by someone, or it's not leaked, or misused, or it's not generally stolen by anyone.
Yeah, so you can store your crypto on either it's a self-custody wallet. So I want to do my own self-custody on a ledger, on a USB, and that's basically the code, the private key that you would store in a safe or somewhere safe, where you would basically be responsible for remembering the key to your Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's, some people take this option. Now, some people don't trust themselves to even remember or to store their own keys if they want to do their own self-custody on the blockchain. So basically, your wallet to your Bitcoin is your private key. Whoever has your private key has access to your wallet. But I'd say I just want easy access. I want a trusted platform to store my crypto. So that's where regulated platforms come into place, and this is where this whole vision of launching regulatory frameworks for crypto have kind of made it easier for people to trade it and custody their assets on a platform where we're responsible for ensuring the assets of our clients are safe. And that's what BurjX is. We're a regulated brokerage and custodian. So we have licenses for both to ensure that when you buy crypto, that it's actually stored and safely held on a regulated custodian under ADGM.
Now, it's up and running at the moment, BurjX?
It is.
It is.
We just launched a month ago.
Right.
It's been almost 3 years in the making.
Right. Okay. So just going back to your story now, 2017.
Yeah.
You started another exchange at the time, or what was it exactly that you started off with?
Yeah. So background was in banking. 2017, I got introduced to crypto by my co-founder at the time, Bilal.
Yeah.
We launched a crypto exchange called NDAX, National.
And that was in?
It stands for National Digital Asset Exchange. That was in, we launched it in 2018.
2018. Yeah. Which country we're talking about?
Canada.
Canada, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So based in Calgary, Alberta, sort of near the Rocky Mountain area, western part of Canada. And, we raised one round. We bootstrapped it pretty much from friends and family. We raised capital through friends and family, and we had one institutional investor. We raised $1 million in total.
Okay, 2018.
Yes.
Okay.
And for an exchange, you typically need millions typically. We raised $1 million, and we had a team that had zero experience in crypto. He was an engineer working in a construction firm. I was in banking. We put together a team of guys that just had passion and grit and wanted to do this. So they left their jobs and joined us too. And fast forward to summer of 2018, we had officially gone live. We had made our announcement, and we had a basic user interface, nothing sexy at all, going up against exchanges that were backed by institutional investors, like real institutional money. So we're talking backed by Fidelity with $100 million of capital. And we thought, we can somehow compete in this market. Fast forward, to the bull run of 2021. We were able to survive the bear market. Today we're sitting at over 500,000 users, and we're the leading exchange by users and volume. We're now over $20 billion in cumulative trading volume in Canada.
Wow.
And we're only within
amazing.
the Canadian market, not outside. So obviously, NDAX is looking to expand into other jurisdictions. But we never raised a single round after that either.
And it's still privately held?
Still privately held, still the same, similar share structure. We never raised any additional capital. It was all purely organic growth. And we did our own marketing in terms of community engagement. We were on Reddit communicating with our, investors, with the users rather. Really like grassroots kind of build it from the ground up kind of platform.
Wow.
And so yeah, that was obviously a great achievement for the company. All the guys that were part of the story, and it's still growing very quick, still growing strong.
Right.
But I made a trip here in 2022 for New Year's.
Okay.
With my current co-founder Adam. We were here just kind of we were, shooting the shit, having a coffee at Ibn Battuta Mall in Dubai. And we're like, let's we're just kind of chatting, and I looked at him and I said, hey, do you really think we could start a crypto exchange here in the UAE, but build it from the ground up? Something homegrown here, not a copy-paste model brought here.
Why not?
Well, that's the thing. There's too many of that already here.
Okay.
Too many copy-paste models here.
Okay.
And this place was just growing super rapidly. We knew that this is kind of where the next phase of crypto is going to be. So he looked at me. He said, "Absolutely." And this is a guy. He's a Harvard JD MBA. He's a ex-Goldman Sachs. Held senior roles with Goldman. He's like, "We can absolutely do this." So we, fast forward, sold my house. I sold a big stake in NDAX and my shares in NDAX. Uprooted my family. I have 4 kids. My wife basically left everything that I knew behind and moved here. And we didn't know this at the time we were having that coffee. But this was going to be a long 3 years of brutal kind of, going through a lot of stressful nights. Right.
Right. Yeah. 2 things. Why? I'm trying to understand. You've said there were too many copy pastes here already. So what is the difference between NDAX and BurjX in that context, if it is not a copy?
Well, this is purely homegrown here in the UAE, built by regulated and globally headquartered in the UAE under ADGM. So that's first our main differentiator. We're not sort of bringing another existing exchange to the region. This is something that's truly built and rooted for the Middle East and growing outward from here versus Binance, Crypto.com, other platforms that have operations focused elsewhere. And this is just more of a parachute into this region that are just trying to capture a piece of this market. For us, we noticed the missing link that was here. There's no category leader crypto exchange in the MENA region. There is no category leader. So we have, for example, our direct competitors that are based here in this region, Bahrain, Dubai. There are direct competitors that are sort of based here, but none of them have really sort of taken advantage of we're going to be the category leader of the space. We're going to be the category leader of the Middle East. And so that's what BurjX is. That's where the story kind of came.
Right. I understand that part. Regulated here in the UAE and starting off from here, but I'm still trying to understand the model for a layman. If I were to use another platform, for example, Binance, and I have this option now of BurjX. Why would I choose BurjX? Purely because it's homegrown?
Purely because we are homegrown and globally based here. Our focus is on security and regulation first and foremost. So our infrastructure is powered by Fireblocks. So Fireblocks is the leading custody infrastructure provider for institutions that custody assets on behalf of other clients. And so when we got our license, we got licensed for both brokerage and custody, which is very rare to have both licenses in this space, to be able to do both, usually either one or the other.
Okay.
And so here I can finally actually do both on one platform, right? Custody and trading. Under the world's leading regulatory regime for virtual assets. So ADGM is the first regulator in the world to actually introduce a bespoke virtual asset framework for crypto. No one's ever done this, especially from a credible regulator globally. And ADGM is the leading financial regulator as well. So we're regulated under the same umbrella as BlackRock and leading financial firms that are based in the Middle East. Typically, ADGM is the leading regulator for financial institutions. So we're part of that same umbrella. Second, obviously, first is security. Second is regulation. Third is our team. 100% of our team is based in the UAE. They all have experience in building crypto exchanges, and they all have a founder-led mentality. And so even anyone that wants to do a copy-paste model to enter the UAE, they always require you to have a CEO based here, a team based here. Why? Because they want you to have roots to the region. This is a big deal from the government to even users that are here. They want to know that, okay, these guys understand the nuances of operating in the Middle East. And so when we knew that if we're going to succeed, the founders have to be here, not just appointing a CEO. The founders have to be here. We have to build our team. We have to handpick our compliance, our custody, our finance. And so every single team member has direct experience in crypto.
For a layman like me, because crypto to me is an international currency. Why should I care whether I deal with a Dubai-based entity or a US or Canada-based entity?
It makes a big difference when you are dealing with a centralized trading platform. So it doesn't make a difference if I'm self-custodying my own funds on a DeFi wallet, decentralized financial wallet. Right? At that point, I could use Ledger or
Can you simplify it for me?
Yeah. So if I want to custody my own Bitcoin without dealing with a regulated trading platform like BurjX, like Binance, I want to trust myself to custody my own Bitcoin. You can use any tech provider to help you do this on your own, to ensure that it's self-custody in the way that you see it fit. If I want to trust an exchange to custody my assets, yes, you have to treat it like banking, right? Do you trust your funds with International Bank, or do you trust your funds with Emirates MBD or Mashreq or the regional guys that are based here, right? That are regulated here, where you know that your funds are overseen by and backed by a central bank here in the UAE.
So in that context, your audience would be based out of Dubai or the UAE, for that matter.
Predominantly, correct.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense because they trust a homegrown custodian and brokerage house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Before I finish, the good example is banking. I'll go back to banking all the time. There's over 200 banks in the MENAT region, including Turkey. Why HSBC can't just take over the world when it comes to banking, right? Or Citibank, because they don't understand the nuances of each region.
Yeah.
And we truly believe that's the same case with crypto when it comes to centralized platforms.
Makes sense. So the second reason I was coming to was, of course, you migrated from Canada to here. You sold your stake in NDAX, right?
Yeah.
And you saw this opportunity to create a homegrown product here. And I guess at that point in time, there was no one else who had done it? You were the only one starting off?
No, there were other platforms that were launched in the MENA region, but not homegrown out of the UAE, specifically Abu Dhabi. So you did have BitOasis that launched here in early days, 2013, 2014. They're kind of the OGs of crypto in the UAE, and credit to them, they helped really bring on a lot of users in the space. But even at that time, it wasn't regulated by the government. It wasn't until 2018 where Abu Dhabi ADGM actually launched a virtual asset regulatory framework. And so now we're the first first trading platform and custodian to launch out of ADGM with brokerage, with custody, and with over 100 coins tradable on our platform, and being able to custody them on one platform. So many people use Binance because it's got a huge selection of coins. But here with us, you can actually transfer your dirhams from your bank to ours, instantly, deposit it, trade it directly with any of the 100 plus coins that we have, and custody your assets, sell it back to dirham, transfer it back to your bank account, all in a seamless way.
Can you do that with Binance?
You cannot transfer my dirhams directly to Binance's
Yes, I
custody
think that's
account.
the key here now.
Right.
This is where you stand out.
Correct.
Right.
And so there's peer-to-peer. They have a peer-to-peer platform where I can send money directly to another Binance user, but I can't actually connect my bank directly to Binance's dirham account, at least at this current moment, from what I know.
Makes a lot of sense. And who are your competitors at the moment? Who's bothering you?
Well, our direct competitors regionally are, we have so BitOasis, we have CoinMina, we have, there's also M2, there's also Rain. So these are kind of the regional guys that are based here, that are headquartered here, and each one of them have played a key role in bringing, adoption to crypto. Where I feel that we sort of we have a more elevated experience where we're focused truly on being that category leader for the space. None of them have actually truly become that category leader for the MENA region.
Right.
Each of them have done a good job of onboarding users and have provided a good service. But I think really in this space you have to continue to innovate continuously.
Right.
And be aggressive and continuing to adapt and evolve every single day.
Interesting. And where does the name come from? BurjX, Burj Khalifa, I guess. Just to create some sort of familiarity.
So initially, we were going to call it Block Street. In that same coffee that we had, Adam and I.
Okay.
I said, good. When he was on board, I said, we're going to call it Block Street. He said, good. Then later that night, Adam said, he came up with this brilliant idea. He said, why don't we include something with the word Burj in it? I'm like, I love it. What are we going to call it exactly? I don't know. And then that night, I'm just like, Adam, what do you think of just BurjX? He said, perfect. And that was it.
X stands for what?
It stands for anything that you want it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exchange, whatever. It can stand.
So it's an exchange essentially, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're licensed as, brokerage and custodian, but, being able to, it's a marketplace.
Yeah. Since it is an exchange, I mean, it's supposed to popularize the use of the Bitcoin or the other currencies, right? Other cryptocurrencies, right?
Yes.
So you have over 100 coins on your exchange, right?
Yeah.
How many coins are there in total? And Bitcoin, I assume, is one of them, right?
Globally?
Yeah.
Oh, there's thousands and thousands of them.
Really?
Yeah. But we have a very strict due diligence process when listing coins, and they all have to be approved by the FSRA of ADGM.
Right. So when we talked in the beginning of our conversation about 21,000 Bitcoins, there would be thousands and thousands of versions of other coins as well, right?
Yeah, so it's 21 million Bitcoin that'll ever be created. Each coin has its own, it's called tokenomics.
Right.
So you could launch a coin and call it Tariq coin.
Yeah.
And you could sort of determine what is the economics of the coin. Do you want it to be similar to Bitcoin, where it's mined or created every certain time frame, or you can just literally mint all the coins all at once? How many coins do you want to actually issue? Is it 1 billion coins? Is it 100 million? Is it 1 million? So the tokenomics are depending on the founders of that coin. But what makes Bitcoin stand out is it's truly decentralized, and there's no sort of founding team or company running Bitcoin.
Right.
It's literally for the world to manage.
And the other coins?
The other coins, I mean, they obviously they all have they all for the most part have a decentralized element, but nothing comes close to Bitcoin when it comes to full decentralization. Zero control, zero sort of centralized control.
So if I want to create a coin, I can.
You totally could create a coin.
What do I need to do?
Yeah, you could. There's different platforms that enable you to actually do it very easily, to actually just create a coin and issue it on the blockchain. But there's a lot of coins that can be considered scam coins or no utility, and so that's where regulated trading platforms like us kind of help you filter out the scam coins.
Right.
Right. we want to bring coins that have, first of all, have a good market cap and maturity. So there's enough liquid, if you want to sell or buy, there's enough liquidity to back up that coin. What kind of blockchain is it built on? What kind of security does it have? There's a lot of metrics that we follow. And then we take those metrics and we actually go to the FSRA, our regulator, and say, hey, based on our due diligence, we believe this is a coin that we would like to list and bring to the market because there's a huge demand for it. And then they would either give us the okay or not.
So it's just like creating a company, I believe, right? So I can create a coin just like setting up a company, right?
Sure.
And the value of the coin and the credibility will be determined by how well it is perceived and received by the audience, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So anyone can create a coin. It depends upon the technology they're using. Blockchain is what they call it, right?
Right.
If you can explain that a little bit, what is blockchain?
Yeah, so similar to how I explained Bitcoin, blockchain is a decentralized computing network. That basically allows you to. It's immutable. You cannot hack it. It's a revolutionary way of not only sending money, but sending or storing money, let's say, but also sending value on the internet, similar to how email is.
Right.
But this is what email did for mail. Blockchain is doing for money and storing assets.
Right. So
in a more secure and fast way.
Right. Is that the only sort of platform where the coins are created?
Yeah. So blockchain is it's just like Internet 3.0.
Right.
So
this is where
the internet you can do whatever you like on the internet itself. Send communication. I can surf the web. I can launch my own website. I can use banking. All that stuff is dependent on the internet. Blockchain is a more enhanced version of the internet, effectively.
Right. And it is meant to be for the cryptocurrency, and that's the only.
It started. It's blockchain, and basically was born out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first baby of blockchain. Now it's being used for other coins. You could use it for insurance now. We're using the Dubai government, use it for verifying the ownership of real estate. So that versus a traditional, like if you go to the registry and to see who owns this, can you prove who owns this house? Can I prove that I own it? Or me and my wife own this house.
It's a ledger, essentially.
It's a ledger, but no one can tamper with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Secure ledger. And the governments are trusting it now?
Yes.
Right.
I mean,
you mentioned Dubai government.
UAE couldn't move any quicker to utilize blockchain in every aspect of their economy, not just for crypto.
That's a huge step, actually.
And real estate is going to be the next biggest wave.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, coming back to the exchange part, and this is where people can buy and sell the cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And there are thousands of them. You're offering hundreds of them, actually, after your due diligence. So if I want to buy Bitcoin, I can go on your exchange and I can exchange my dirhams and buy Bitcoin or any other available coin on your exchange, right?
Yes.
And I can trade in them.
Correct.
Right. So what do I need to learn in order to be able to trade Bitcoin or other coins? What are the basics that I need to know?
Yeah, so when any user is onboarding to or registering on our exchange, the first thing they have to do is go through a KYC process. And so this is important because we also have to keep bad actors out as a regulated platform. So they go through a proper KYC vetting, but the KYC process is extremely efficient and quick. So you can do a selfie, get registered, upload your passport or your Emirates ID, and get verified in under a minute. And then at that point, I can actually instantly start, trading. And the way I do that is I connect my bank. So let's say you have an Emirates MBD. I connect my Emirates MBD account, and I can actually it'll deposit my funds and my dirhams from my Emirates MBD directly to BurjX's account. So now my wallet's funded. I've got 100 dirhams in there. Now I want to trade. I want to buy a specific cryptocurrency. So let's say the one that I pick is Ethereum. So I'll invest 100 dirhams of Ethereum in on the platform, and now I own Ethereum, and it's safely held in my Ethereum wallet on BurjX. But now I want to buy more, and I want to diversify my portfolio. So I go back, I transfer more dirhams, and I start to invest in a portfolio or a basket of cryptocurrency.
Right.
So eventually the vision for us is actually to enable, let's call it model portfolios, where, kind of similar to a robo-advisory, where based on your risk tolerance, you want to curate a portfolio of cryptocurrencies where I don't know which ones do I pick. There's thousands of them. There's hundreds of them. There's which ones do I select based on what I'm looking to do. I want to focus maybe on this sector. I really want to invest in meme coins, where those are obviously very hyped up right now. I want to focus more on maybe the original top 10 coins. So we could actually have something called model portfolios, where you don't have to do the guesswork of which ones do I buy. It just automates it for me. And that's where kind of the next stages of what we're looking at to do at BurjX. Right now, we just have a spot trading platform, meaning you buy at the price that it's at right now, and you build your own portfolio based on your own needs.
Right. You mentioned meme coin. They're becoming really popular. I mean, do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, it's really just it's purely speculation, but it can also be, just like Bitcoin, it can be used for means of payment. So Dogecoin is the first, call it the mother, the first baby of Bitcoin, first born meme coin rather. And now it's being used not only to speculate, but it's also used as a form of currency with some of these major NBA or NFL teams in the U.S. So that I think that was the Dallas Mavericks, or one of the major NBA teams, is now accepting ticket payments in Doge, right? And you have Elon obviously being a big proponent of Doge, and him utilizing it for potentially means of payment too for some of his businesses. But meme coins are whether we agree with them or not, people are want to speculate with meme coins.
Yeah.
It's a fun way for this new generation to invest.
Correct.
I can hold it securely. It's secure in my wallet, just like Bitcoin is, and I can trade it if there is demand for it.
Right. Now, just going backwards a little bit, of course, when the Bitcoin was launched, there was no attention paid to it. And around 2020, we reached a point when there was a wave of accidental millionaires. The currency shot up, and it gained a lot of traction, and the value rose as well. So now it's kind of a mature currency, in my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is there money to be made in cryptocurrency at the moment?
Absolutely. I think despite us being at, when we were at, when Bitcoin was at $10,000 at one time, people said it's overpriced. And when it hit 50K, it was overpriced. And no one ever believed we could ever get to $100,000.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think that Bitcoin still has a lot of legs to grow, because we haven't touched the surface as to the amount of investment opportunity that will go into Bitcoin and crypto. And so hitting $1 million per Bitcoin in the next 5 years, very possible. And if that happens, we are going to see other coins sort of follow, because typically that's how crypto as a market follows. It's usually Bitcoin is the first mover, then you've got Ethereum, then you've got the other sort of they call them altcoins, alternative coins.
So there is still a possibility that these will rise and come down, and there's a risk that you can take, right?
Absolutely. This is the most volatile, tradable asset there is right now is crypto. But if you believe in the longevity of this technology, that blockchain will be, part of the fabric of everyday society and economy, that Bitcoin will be a mainstream digital currency. It'll be a store of value. It could potentially be, a currency that overtakes gold. They call it the digital gold.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard asset. It's something that's a store of value. And so it's likely that the market cap of Bitcoin could surpass the market cap of gold one day. It's already surpassed many other precious metals already.
Right.
So the next one is, at some point we will likely see it surpass gold at some point.
Interesting. And will it ever surpass the fiat currency?
I think it will.
It will.
Yeah.
How long are you
certain
looking
economies.
How many years down the line?
I mean, that's hard to say when exactly. I think it's already surpassed actually some economies though.
Which economies we're talking about?
I don't have them off the top of my head. I should have got some stats before I came here. But, let's say the biggest economy is China and US. It still has some ways to go for sure. But I think it's at some point Bitcoin will be the leading leading asset, and it will be the leading economy on its own. Not just as an asset class.
Right.
It's already obviously surpassed many Fortune 500 companies. It's in the top 5, I think, in terms of market cap, relative to all the Nasdaq tradable companies, top 5, top 10.
Right. What do I need to do personally to prepare myself to be able to take part in this revolution?
You just, the first step is the easiest way I would say is just create an account with any regulated, trusted trading platform, and buy whatever you're comfortable risking. I feel that Bitcoin is it's a risk if you don't invest in it.
If you don't invest in it. Wow. And why is that?
Because keeping money in your bank, it just continues to get deflated.
Right.
And cash is an inflationary asset. Crypto is just Bitcoin. Sorry, is going to be is completely deflationary.
Now, this is where I want to understand a little more. Now, if you are holding Bitcoin, there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of its value. It goes up and down, right? At least with the fiat currency, your currency is holding tight. There is inflation, of course, but it's slowly happening. But having a Bitcoin or any other coin in cryptocurrency, the volatility can actually eliminate all the money that you have. If the value goes down suddenly, like the value of shares on a stock exchange, it can just eliminate your wealth or money that you've invested in Bitcoin.
But how, when you look at many economies globally, how much have you seen people lose their money by more than 90, 95%? I'm from Lebanon, and overnight, the value of if I had any cash in the bank, the value of my cash went down by 95% overnight because of poor decisions made by a central government, corruption, and whatever comes with that.
That can happen in economies which are struggling a little bit.
True.
But in stable economies, for example, if you have your money in dollar, you're relatively safe, in my view. There is inflation.
But the US dollar has continued to print, right? Especially over the last, since COVID, especially, we've been seeing more printing happening. And you've seen real estate prices just continue to increase, sometimes double, even more than that over the past 5 years. And so if you kept your cash in your bank, you've effectively, your net worth has gone down. Had you invested in Bitcoin, it would have been the complete opposite. And now this is over that certain period of time, but I'm talking over, now if you invest today and you look at your portfolio tomorrow and you see that it's down, I'm sure that there will always be short-term volatility. But if we're thinking, 5, 10 years, I have a long-term horizon, Bitcoin will absolutely be probably the leading asset class to be investing in. Now, Bitcoin has already, because it's matured already so much, it still has a lot of maturing to do, and there's still a lot of upside. But I think in terms of the risk profile of Bitcoin, the safety of it, the deflationary asset class, and compared to the volatility that you could experience with it, makes it, in my opinion, the best investment you could make. It's liquid. I could sell it anytime I do need cash. It has a lot of upside to go because there's still many institutions that have been, the vast majority of institutions are still sitting on the sidelines that don't have exposure to Bitcoin. So there's trillions of wealth that still have not entered Bitcoin yet. So when the floodgates do happen, you will see it again. You will see a continuous, increase in value over time.
So what you're suggesting is dollar is evaporating anyway. Should hold your money in Bitcoin. There's more stability.
I think Bitcoin will be the global reserve currency at some point. It'll be the global, the main global currency globally, versus USD or versus other centralized central bank currencies.
Where do you hold your money?
Yeah, I personally, I've always been a guy that just trusted exchanges. So, before BurjX, I had it on, I had some on NDAX, some on Binance. I always use different exchanges myself.
Right.
It's just easier. I do my own research and I make sure that these are all safe, trusted platforms. It's easy for me to get my money in and out when I need it.
Right.
That's the main thing. Are they connected to banking? Okay, so I can get my money in and out quickly. Are they regulated, et cetera? Do they have coins that I can pick from, a good selection of coins?
What I'm trying to understand is that you're not trusting the banks, you're trusting Bitcoin with your own money, right?
I have to trust the banks as well for my own cash.
Okay.
So obviously I have a Visa card, I've got a debit card, I got to pay my kids' school fees, and not all these places accept Bitcoin. So I have to still use the traditional banking
Makes
rails.
sense. Yeah.
But just like I trust a bank, I trust an exchange to hold my crypto as well. Right? They're responsible for custodying my assets as well, just like a bank is.
Have you made a lot of money through Bitcoin investing?
I put a great portion of my wealth in crypto for sure. I would say my risk appetite for crypto is much higher than others because I really believe in it.
But you've made money, right? From this investment?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't lose any money so far. In terms of, because I've been holding on for a long time. Right. I've invested since, we're talking 7-8 years ago. Yeah, and I've just been holding on.
Right. Yeah. You must have taken advantage of the spike that happened a few years back, right?
Yeah, I don't trade. So when I say I didn't lose money, it's not that I don't lose money in trading. I don't trade. I buy and hold.
Right.
And so I believe in the thesis of, like I told you, is the same advice I give to myself is I buy and I hold it like a long-term asset, and I ignore the volatility in the short term.
But you would eventually trade, right? I mean, it's just holding. It's not giving you anything in terms of dividends, right? Like you'd get dividends from a
So
shares,
if I need sort of short-term cash, I could sell it anytime. Yeah, absolutely, and I've done that.
Right.
Especially during this move from Canada to Dubai, I've had to liquidate some assets to fund it.
So if you compare it with the stocks, right, you have the dividends here, you hold it until a certain period of time, expecting it to grow in value, and then you sell it. You don't get ongoing passive income from Bitcoin, right?
No.
You don't?
No, okay. But there are platforms that offer sort of staking.
Yeah.
Where you can earn yield you can earn yield on other cryptocurrencies. So there are ways to sort of earn yield on it, but as an individual asset itself, Bitcoin does not sort of generate yield.
Right.
On its own, it's just a hard asset that you buy and hold.
Right.
Just like real estate.
Right. Yeah. So what I understand from this is that, of course, the value can increase over time. And you can hold an opinion whether the value of the dollar is going to increase or decrease, whether the value of cryptocurrency is going to increase or decrease. It's a currency. You should look at it as a currency and then perhaps hold it. And then also for the purposes of buying and selling stuff. Now, we as a company at InZone, we accept payments in Bitcoin as well, right? So it is becoming a more common means to make payments or to receive payments, right?
Yeah.
Even I think in Dubai, the government is adopting it as a means to actually receive payments, right?
Yes.
And what kind of platforms are there where the Dubai government has accepted or is accepting those payments in Bitcoin?
I know that right now their focus is, I would say, on the real estate side of things. There's been a sort of consortium of companies now working together with the government to help tokenize real estate and being able to buy real estate as a tokenized version,
right? Versus
cash and just buying the actual property itself. So this enables people to it's just more a seamless way of proving ownership of that real estate asset, and that's kind of where Dubai has really been aggressive but in terms of crypto payments specifically, I know that crypto.com, a major exchange that has now operations here, is working with I believe it's Emirates, the gas station, sorry. So now you can sort of go to any gas station and pay via crypto. So Crypto.com has partnered with them to help enable these payments. And now you have Emirates Airlines, you have, I think, Fly Dubai, also accepting crypto as a form of payment for tickets.
Wow.
And so this is all obviously pushed from, I think the government is really really pushing towards kind of offering a different means of payment.
It's becoming more and more common. You mentioned tokenization of the real estate. How's that linked with Bitcoin?
Well, that's just another blockchain-based asset.
Right.
So Bitcoin is a blockchain.
Is it a coin?
No, it's not a coin, but I can move the value on the blockchain.
Right.
Versus updating it on the registry.
So as a platform, tokenization has used blockchain.
Yes.
Just like cryptocurrency uses blockchain as a technology.
Right.
Right. Okay. Right. So why do you think people are losing money in Bitcoin?
I think it just goes back to playing the patient long-term game versus being impatient. When you see prices, take a dip. Today your portfolio is up, and then you wake up on a loss, right? So you wake up the next day on a loss, and that's really where people have to. I think the biggest, the hardest thing to do in investing is just being patient, versus trading on signals and thinking that you can outperform the market. Some people are able to have outperformed it over certain periods of time. But I think in general, the best winning strategy is just being able to invest and lock it up and not worry about the short-term volatility, and not just for days or weeks. It takes months or years sometimes. And that's just like Bitcoin. It's taken years to mature.
Right.
But if you held on for the last 10 years with Bitcoin, you'd be up, very, very significantly.
Absolutely. So people who look at their graphs daily and they exit quickly, it's those people who actually lose money in Bitcoin, right?
I think generally, yeah. If you're not patient enough, if you can't handle volatility, those ones are affected. They're going to lose. And this is really a long-term game. Everything takes time, just like building a company. Everything takes time. Building a career, you got to go through years of starting from the bottom, and you work your way up the ladder. Investing is the same. Why should it be any different? So
it's essentially a point of view. I mean, if you have a point of view on this currency, and you have a belief that it will grow eventually, then you can hold it. And you need to have that power to be able to hold on to your investment. If you're short term, you would want to liquidate quickly, right?
Yes.
So if you have a certain point of view on this currency, you should just invest and forget it for a certain time period.
Yes.
And you have a thought process for that. And, that way you will eventually gain something, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like trading in shares, right?
Yeah.
The market behaves in a certain way. You take an exit quickly, and you lose money. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. And there's a lot of buzz on Instagram. Everywhere around the world, there are many, many accidental millionaires.
Yeah.
You think a lot of people have actually made money?
Absolutely.
Through Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
Right.
There have been many
examples of people you've known.
Well, I mean, several clients of NDAX who invested when we launched initially that have held on. They've been able to buy houses with cash, right, because of their investments that they made and they held on to. They use the simple formula of just buying and holding on through the bull run until prices really went up.
Right.
So, Bitcoin is just like, we talked about it being a method of payment. And also, I can trade like a stock. I view it, and many others do view it also, as like a real estate purchase, where it's a buy and hold asset. So you could really, it's what is your strategy that you're trying to use it for? You talk about countries that don't have good economies, like emerging markets, where their banking system is not that great. Bitcoin solves that problem for them.
Right.
Okay. So there's many ways to kind of look at it as to what kind of benefits it could bring. But from an investment standpoint, my point of view is it's like I would compare it to real estate for me. Something that where I'm buying and I'm holding on for a long term with higher upside.
Right. Now your platform helps in trading. And who are the target audience here?
So we work with our platform. So we have a mobile app. You can download it on the App Store or Android if you're a UAE resident. And it's designed to be for both first-time traders, or my own mother can easily buy Bitcoin, deposit her dirhams, and trade it. But also for professionals that are looking for more sophisticated trading tools. It's all in one unified app. So we work with first-time users. We work with family offices as well. We have a private client division. So similar to private banking, we have a white glove service offering where clients that doing, let's say, larger size transactions or want that kind of sophisticated service, we have that as a separate service as well. So we're designed to work with both first-time professionals and institutional investors alike.
Right. So I, for one, have never invested in Bitcoin, apart from payments that we take from our clients at a corporate level. I've never believed in Bitcoin. I've never had any formal or informal education apart from the discussion that we've had today. I think it's a huge learning curve for myself. What are the steps that I need to take in order to sort of further solidify my learning and take initial steps to invest in Bitcoin? Yeah,
so the first step is to always work with a platform that is trusted and is regulated by a leading regulator. So when you know that they're registered under a leading regulator, they have all the checks and balances figured out, similar to a bank. And so with us, we have that bank grade security, the bank grade custody in place. So we're regulated under ADGM, again, the leading financial regulator globally. And we have our custody license. We have obviously our usability, so traders can easily download the app or go to BurjX.com, sign up very easily, very quickly, and start to deposit their dirham and start trading very quickly. And so we're not just focused purely only on the security and regulation are sort of the core pillars, but we're crypto guys ourselves. The founders are directly, heavily involved in building the company and are passionate about crypto. So we want to make sure that we usher a product that is super friendly, user friendly, and easy to use, and has a good depth of product available for traders. So that's what I think it makes us stand out. Is we live and breathe our product, but we're also heavily focused on making sure that we're fully regulated, fully the most secure in the market.
So the app is available on Apple and Android, I believe. Right?
Correct.
So anyone who's looking for the app can just type BurjX.
BurjX, yeah.
Right. And then install it, download it,
yes,
and start creating an account, right?
Correct.
What are the due diligence documents that they need to provide?
So at the for let's call it the first tier of KYC approval, you just have to obviously answer a couple of quick multiple choice questions to know who we're dealing with. Fill in your full name, your address, and then upload your selfie and your one of your IDs, so your Emirates ID or your passport.
Right.
But the way that it's done, we've spent a lot of time, thinking about the step-by-step process of how we're going to make this KYC due diligence process easy for users. And so you can actually go through that process in a matter of 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, let's call it. You'll get verified on the spot.
So you mentioned, Emirates ID as well. Do I need to be a UAE resident to be able to?
You don't have to be UAE resident. You just have to, obviously there's certain countries that we can't deal with that may have sanctions. But we do like to focus right now on UAE residents, just to make it simple, because of bank-to-bank transfers are easier if it's in the UAE. And our bank is in the UAE. And so to make for that frictionless deposit and withdrawal of your dirhams, we prefer to focus on the UAE market right now. But we are able to onboard users that are based in other regions, let's call it.
Makes sense. In terms of the volatility of this, cryptocurrency, so we've seen instances where, for example, Elon Musk makes a statement and suddenly there's a drop or an uptake in the value of the currency. Why do you think there's so much volatility around this currency?
Yeah, well, firstly, that statement by Elon Musk about Doge was years ago, and at that time, Doge was still a very not so much of a mature currency, and so the volatility was extremely high. I think if we were to make any statements now about Doge, you're not going to get that same volatility. But I think, if any CEO of any company or any influential person that makes a statement about a publicly traded company, you are going to see that kind of volatility, irrespective of whether it's in the crypto space or stock market or even normal day-to-day currency like the US dollar. Like we're going to see the Fed make an announcement here in the coming days about interest rates. And so whatever the announcement that they make is going to impact everything.
Right.
It's going to impact my investment portfolio depending on what kind of tone they share this message.
So this will have an impact on people who are flipping, basically, who are trading, right? Not for people who are into cryptocurrency as long-term investors, right?
Yeah. I think even long-term, though, they want to, if they're holding long-term, they want to see interest rates kind of drop so that their portfolio obviously increases. But definitely the traders, the day-to-day traders, are zoned in on this next announcement for sure.
Is Bitcoin going to hit $1 million?
Absolutely.
When?
I don't know when. It could be in the next 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe sooner than that. We will see it hit $1 million at some point.
I need to rush quickly and invest, I think. Honestly speaking, there has been a lot of education in our discussion today. Yeah. I'm really thankful you came all the way.
Thank you for having me.
To our studios to chat with us.
Thank you for inviting me to be here and to talk about this. I learned a lot from you today too. And I think InZone and BurjX should work together too.
Absolutely.
We work with a lot of real estate companies now too.
Absolutely.
And business setup advisors. So we'd love to be one of your preferred partners. We're not the size of Binance, but we're UAE based like you guys. You guys built here. We're built here.
Correct. There's a lot of synergy here. Thank you so much, Omar.
I agree.
For being with me today.
Thank you, Tariq. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
It was a slice.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a really enjoyable and enlightening experience. Please like and share and follow Think and Grow 10X. It was a slice being here with Tariq and the InZone team.